How are you doing, guys, today? Well, thank you so much for participating in our webinar today. I'm so glad. And I'm seeing lot many attendees are here. So we'll be starting probably in 3 minutes from now. So it's a Saturday morning, Saturday good morning, and I would like to say something about this morning that we and our team is all set to answer all questions you have today in your mind. You can see the chat screen on your computer. Anything today, if you wanna ask us, you can just put your questions, and then our team, a backend support team, is gonna answer you right away. So let me begin. So again, let me just start this with thank you for participating in our webinar because I'm thrilled by seeing the kind of attendance we had today, and I can see lot many attendees are still coming and joining us. Um, I'm so happy to present this webinar to all present aspirants looking for study and work in the USA. Well, this time we have come up with what we would like to make you aware of, that how you can work for the full time in the USA, like the H1b visa, and because that if most of you are the working professionals who have ever applied for the H1b visa, so you all know that this is really a tough visa to get, but this is still the most popular visa. But what are the alternatives other than the H1B, which you all have in order to get study and work in the USA? Um, so it's 11. So I already started. Okay. So my name is Abby. I'd like to give my brief introduction to you. My name is Abby, and I'm the VP of International Operations at Study Metro. Um, I've done my bachelor's in pharmacy, and then I did my master's in healthcare from Oregon State. That's on the West Coast near California. You know, generally, I'm not that old if you think that I am, because since it means it's like almost 3 to 4 years before, when I was a student or a person like you who wanted to go study in the US, I had a couple of questions in my mind, and trust me, I think you'll all will agree with this, that you also have this kind of questions in your mind that, hey, why would I go and study in abroad? I mean, and especially when I think of US, why we should do that, what expectations everybody have. So study in a good school is the first priority. For me itself, when I was a student, the first priority was, I would like to study in a good school where people are cooperative and the education system gives me an opportunity to learn their culture, their ethics, the way they work, their style. What are the work opportunities available for students in abroad? So work is a very a vital point, because when students or the person who are working professionals, they think of work, because when we change the currency from Indian rupees to US dollars, it gives us hard thinking that it's gonna cost us too much of amount, and then they don't want to, sometimes students or the working professionals, they don't want to depend on their parents, that, well, how about if you pay for my education and then my living expenses, because even if parents can afford the education, but it's hard for the parents to send $1,000 to $1,500 every month. So with this, what kind of stay back plan you get, where you can work for the most of the time after your education, which will give you an opportunity to earn US wages. And the most important thing is what you will learn and once you come back home, because going is sometimes it's not a big issue for the students because they, if they are qualified, they get to the US and then they, complete their degree, they do their work. But when they come back home, what kind of opportunity is gonna be like? Of course, when a student is studying in India, they are doing their masters, and if a student is going US, when they come back home, they should be evaluated on a higher side than the person who studied in India. So everybody think of what kind of opportunities I'm gonna have when I come back home, because it shouldn't be a condition like, after having, a resume, your resume which says that, I've done my master's in IT or healthcare from US, and I'm still looking for a job in Mumbai or Indore or Bangalore. So it gives a hard time doing and spending all the living expenses and the tuition fee, but at the end of the day, if you're still, not getting the best opportunity in India. So I know that most of you have this concern as well, and I'm here to help you uh, with all the questions you have in your mind today. Okay, so what happened when I went there? I've been like studying in my master's in healthcare. When I used to live there, I kind of think in Oregon State that there were not many Indian students. So of course, I felt the culture shock that, I've been alone, I'm missing my family, missing my brother, missing my mom, dad, missing my friends. So, and the kind of problem which I faced initially in terms of guidance, I decided to work for the international students, helping them in a way that they get the best guidance, because that was much needed when I was a student. So, with this thought, I started the overseas consultancy, and with 8 years of experience working with the US education, keeping a mission in my mind, whenever we communicate with the university to make the education affordable for the, especially for the Indian students. Now, I understand I took my bank loan. I know most of you would like to take the bank loan, but we have changed the definition of education in abroad and especially in US, because earlier not every middle class family used to think like that they would like to send their, children to higher education in the US, or people itself never used to think like, of course my parents can afford that much of fee, 50,000 USD, just for the for the tuition and then living expenses. So it has never been in their mind that why would they do education abroad? They are happily doing and working and studying in India. But we succeeded, and we have been doing this to try to communicate with a couple of schools, many schools in the US, which offers a master's and the bachelor's degree on a very affordable side. So not only a middle class or lower middle class or very people from the affluent family, everybody can take their education and work opportunities in US. Okay, and I see myself with this 8 year of experience that there are hundreds of students in US now happily studying and working, and most of them have an H1b visa. Couple of them already returned back home and working in the IT companies. So in this seminar, I would be happily will be talking about all of them, about my experience, and about how and what are the opportunities available for you all to get into the United States of America for your higher education with unlimited work opportunities. Okay, so here we go. What is today's agenda? I would like to talk to you about Study Metro, what we do, what our mission is, how have we been doing as an overseas education consultancy, why study in the US, so what are the couple of reasons which you think that, which are the main reasons for you to get into the US for the higher education, key benefits of H1b visa, employment opportunities in the USA, key points of CPT and OPT. This is an authorization which is given to all international students when they get into the US. CPT versus OPT, how you can you can compare and contrast the CPT and the OPT salary range in the US. As I said, you know, the one thing which everybody wonders about, that hey, okay, I understand that I gotta go and do my masters from there, but I don't know where I'm gonna stand after doing my masters. So today, if you are spending $50,000, $20,000, $30,000, when and how I can get repaid, how I can get that money back, by working. So I'm going to cover that point for you. Universities with or without IELTS, GRE, GMAT, TOEFL. That's a very good point again, because most of the people, they still don't know, I mean, how they can start up with their English requirement as well as their quant analysis. So I'm going to work on that as well. What are the documents required for the admission? And then a video, the animated video of study abroad, which will help you to make the right decision. Okay, so the thing is, you are at the place where you are a student who is about to pass out and would like to go next year. If you are working professionals who would like to go as quickly as possible, but they have no idea how and where they can start. We have people with the students who recently graduated from the schools, from the university with their bachelors, and they are looking for the master's opportunity. So this animated video which we created, just to make sure that you learn that when is the good time to make a right decision for doing an abroad education, and especially education in the US. Our achievers would like to share with you the people who are already in the US and the questions, whatever you have. I can repeat that for you. I know most of you have joined just 5 minutes ago. We have already started our seminar, but the main slides will be start from now. So if you are here and you can see the agenda today, I would say that you can see the screen on your computer. Write as many as questions you have, because ultimately our main goal is to answer whatever questions you have in your mind, so that we can give our best to provide you all the information best of our knowledge. Okay, about us. So Study Metro will help you to get admission in more than 500 universities in 23 countries. So we are not only the milestone. We haven't created milestone only in the US education, but we also deal with a couple of or many universities and countries around the world where we can you know give you information about. Study Metro has helped students to make the right overseas education decision. As I said, the 2 minutes of video or the right education. We are here to help you to give you to make the right overseas education and the right decision. So, and our expertise in the field of overseas education made as time-tested resources in helping to gain admission to a suitable course. So we are here not to give you what we want, but we are here to discuss with you what you want, and according to that, we suitably find a university for you. So this is what our main goal is: to find you the best affordable school around the world where you can do your education and then the work opportunities. Okay, why study in the US? Because today we are mainly focusing on the education in the US. So would like to stick to my US education. So the US is one of the top universities in this world. So as you all are aware that when you talk about Stanford University and all other university, Yale University, all top 10 universities in the world, is more majority of the university are from the US. So they have the top university system in the world. Okay, they have a different variety of program. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so they have the wide range of degree programs available for you. So if you would like to go for masters in IT, healthcare, civil, mechanical, healthcare, accounting, finance, CPA, CMA track, a lot of many degree and the majors are available for the undergrad as well as to the grad students. A degree from a US will make it easier for you to get a visa to live and work in the US later on. This only not only help you to get you the education, but it makes your life easy because if you can study in a very diversity culture, which can be given in the US, because then you learn a very real time knowledge there in the US because you have people from America sitting in your class, people from different country of world, different parts of world. There are students sitting in the class, and then you have the opportunity not only to learn what a professor is teaching you, but to learn from the other people in the class as well. So that's a new culture, that's a new ethics, that's a new people, new world. So you get more succeed to work because whenever you work in the one of the MNCs in the IT companies around the world, you have people coming from US, coming from UK, Canada. So you gotta know how the things and the ethics and the culture of different countries have. Okay, H1b visa. Look, majorly we are into F1 visa, but I would like to start with the H1b visa because as we understand that most of the working professionals or a student have a dream to work, and for getting a work, a temporary non-immigrant work in the US, H1b visa is the visa. Okay, so what is H1b visa? It is the official and primary USA work permit for the working professional or for the students. This is a US government which offers the H1B visa to enable international workers and international students from all over the world to work in the US. So this visa will give you an opportunity to live in the US and work in the US, and this is the most popular visa on any visa if you compare of. But eligibility, so this visa is not that easy, although it's very popular, but it's not that easy to gain the H1B because you have to have a US employer, US company which can sponsor your H1B visa application. None of an individual recipient can sponsor. It has to be a company which will sponsor your visa, and then you go and attend your visa in the embassy, and if you allow then you can go and attain your H1B visa. Okay, it's the validity is for 6 years. Okay, so you can take your dependents with you if you have your children less than 21 years old, and you can take your spouse with you. So this is valid for 6 years. So if a company which is giving you in sponsorship, and if you have been granted an H1B visa, you can stay in the US for 6 years. You can work for the 6 years. You can take your spouse with you. You can take your child with you. Okay. And one of the main advantage of H1B visa is most of the people have a dream of, getting a green card in the US. H1B is the visa you have to apply for the green card, legal permanent residency. So if you have an H1B, in future you can apply for the green card. Trust me, from the F1 visa you cannot directly apply for a green card. So H1B is the bridge which you gotta pass from in order to get a legal permanent residency. Why F1 is better than H1B? So when I say H1B, that's a work visa. When I say F1, it's a study visa, valid for 5 years. So the H1B, as I said, is the most popular US work visa, and the US immigration required a company who will sponsor your visa so that you can work in the US. But getting H1B visa is difficult because every year 6 to 7 lakh applications filed for H1B, but only 65,000 granted all over the world. That's for the visa. 65,000 granted the visa, and 6 to 7 lakh people apply. So it's a hard competition, which reminds me, a dialogue from Gabbar, that goli teen or admi che. I mean to say that There's 6 to 7 lakh people who are applying as an aspirant, as an applicant, but only 65,000 people are there who gets the H1B successfully. So what the options for them? Here you go. Here Study Metro meet your requirement. But if you still look for the H1B and if you couldn't make it, then what you can do? What options you have if still you choose to go to United States of America? So you can choose to go for F1 visa, which is a student visa, and under CPT program and the optional practical training, which gives you an opportunity to study and work in the US. How? Let me tell you. Students and employment. So all I'm trying to say you that you wanted an H1B or have ever planned for H1B, but you couldn't do it. Now, if I can't do it, then shall I stay in home in India or shall I go in some other country or shall I still look for any options available in the US? So yes, you have an options because there are a lot many students and employment opportunities are available in the US. So there are two types of visa, which is generally for the students. One is the F1, that's for the academic student, and second one is M1 student visa, which is for vocational student. So if you look for an MBA, master's degree, Master of Science degree, you comes under F1 student visa. Employment. So as let's say if not an H1B, but if you get there and do your masters, then what kind of opportunities available for you? So you have three types of employment. One is on-campus employment, second is curricular practical training, and third one is OPT, which can be taken as pre and post. Let me explain that to you. So as soon as students enter into the US, they take the orientation class, and then they are allowed to work on campus employment for the part-time. Okay, there are certain universities which also allows you to work on campus or off campus for the part to full-time under CPT curricular practical training. Optional practical training is generally given to you by after you complete your master's program, but you can still work after 9 months under pre-OPT. I'll explain you that as well. So the students, please don't get confused on anything. It's really very easy employment opportunities available for you. So I'll explain that to you. Okay. Meanwhile, if you have any question, write that down. I have a people working on answering your questions, and I'll take the most good questions, which is common for all. I'm gonna address them in after my presentation. Okay, if you still go for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, then trust me, you can get 17 months of extension in your OPT as well. So how about this opportunity if you go for Masters of Science in Computer Science or IT, and after your 2 years of degree, if you have been given 2.5 years of working in the US, no matter where you would like to go and work, but all over the US, you get an opportunity to work there for 2.5 years, 12 months for OPT and 17 months of extended OPT. Let me take one on one. So, as I said, on campus. So it's a part. I'm just going back to my slide to remind you all three things: on campus, CPT, OPT. I'm starting with on campus employment. So on campus allow students to work part-time work up to 20 hours per week. It means 4 hours a day, Monday to Friday, during their academic terms. Full-time permitted during vacations. So if you have a summer vacation, you can still work for the full-time. While you do not need to take the classes, but you still earn something to pay for your living expenses or for your tuition. Non-work study is a casual employment paid by the hours. So you can go and apply for the jobs like in the library. You help as a library technician or a library assistant, where you have people coming and sitting in the library and you're helping them, finding the books for them, finding the database of book, EBSCO host, and other things. You can work in the computer lab. You can start working as a tutoring to the undergrad students, translation agency, where you get an opportunity to speak in Hindi, because in the hospital or in the college there are a lot many international students. So you can still get a job for the part time, as a tutor or as a translator agency. If I talk about That's a non-casual employment. As when I talk about practical training, two types of practical training is given. One is the CPT, curricular practical training, and the second one is OPT, optional practical training. So what is CPT? Most of you might have aware of the CPT, which is the curricular practical training. The CPT is an integral part of an established curriculum. So how about, and that's a very nice practical approach in the US education system. In India, what you do that you learn data structure, you learn Visual Basic, you learn Oracle, you learn C, C++, but when do you apply? You even never know. When you get a chance of working somewhere, you then think, oh yeah, I studied in my first year and then I'm applying now. But the CPT gives you an opportunity to work for the part or the full time off campus. And in the CPT, you can work for the full time off campus and earn minimum $8.40 up to $20 an hour. I mean, that can be go more and more, but it has to be related with the curriculum which you're studying. So CPT cannot be given to a student who thinks that I'm studying my MBA and I'm working in Walmart or McDonald's as a server. If you are a healthcare person, then you gotta work in the healthcare field to learn what you're studying in the classes. So that gives you a practical approach where you learn, and a hands-on experience, that whatever you have studied today, tomorrow you have applied on your work, and then you have earned the US wages at the same time to support your education. So a credit earning internship elective course listed in the official. So how the CPT work is like you take the courses which are elective for you or which are the internship courses designed by the university. So you take the internship courses to apply on your practical knowledge, and you still earn those credit hours to complete your master's program. So it's a part of your curriculum, and you are, instead of sitting in a class, the university has given you an opportunity to go out and work, and with work, why don't you earn some money and you pay for your tuition classes? That's CPT. PhD students can also take the CPT to complete their dissertation. So giving an example, if the dissertation is given for 3 credit hours, so 1 credit hour of work can be done and 2 credit hour of study can be done. So that's CPT. I hope everything is clear, but if it is not, keep writing us questions. I'm here to help you out. CPT, it's directly related to your field of study. As I explained you, I'm not going to say that, hey, students, you are an IT people, why don't you go and take the CPT and work in KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, as a cashier? No, it has to be related with the field of study. So if you're studying an IT course, then you work for the IT course in order to learn the practical knowledge about that. It is done with a specific employer, so you have to have a job offer letter in order to apply for CPT. Fulfills a degree requirement or elective course. I already explained that to you. It is authorized by the ISSO. Your designated school officer or dean of academics gives you the CPT. Okay, the CPT application, how this work? Since the CPT is employer specific, you must have a written job and internship offer. So you read on the slide while I'm explaining you the things that the CPT is given to the students. You need to have a job offer from the employer. So let's say if Study Metro is employer in the US, we will issue you the offer letter. This offer letter you will take to the ISSO and will say that I've got a job in the study metro and would like to work for the part-time or for the full-time off campus. The DSO or ISSO will issue you another I-20, which is an offer letter. And on the third page of the I-20, you will be given the authorization to work off campus. Okay, so that is, you can start as soon as possible. With couple of universities, they have the internship courses available for you so that you can work off campus for the full time Monday to Friday, and you take the classes in the evening. So CPT is something which can help you. Okay, when we talk about the optional practical training, OPT is authorized by USCIS. That's an immigration service, a different organization. So the CPT is given by the DSO, the OPT is given by the USCIS department. Okay, this is maximum for the 12 months for a general master of business administration program or any master's degree which doesn't come under science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Now OPT is after your education, but the OPT is also taken before or while you are studying in the university. So after 9 months of your education, you can apply for OPT. If you apply for OPT, you will be given an employment authorization document, which you can work off campus and show to any employer that I have given by the USCIS department a full-time work opportunities and I would like to utilize that. So the OPT. Okay, so the OPT, optional practical training, you do not need to have a job offer letter in order to apply for an OPT. All you need to do is to apply 3 months before you are planning to do the OPT. So there is one CPT, one is OPT. For CPT, it takes 7 days. For OPT, it takes up to 3 months of time. So all you need to do is to gather the documents and send it to USCIS department. You do not need to have a job offer letter. It means that OPT is your right. So working opportunities for minimum as possible is 1 year, or maximum possible is for 2.5 years. That is something which can be done and this is your right. So OPT is given to every international students, no matter whether you have a job or you don't have a job. So even if you don't have a job and you take the OPT, then you can work or can look for jobs for the entire year. Okay, so it's a OPT is a three-part process. So obtain a recommendation from the ISSO and then send the documents and application with $380 to USCIS department. They will issue you the employment authorization document, and I will show you how EOD looks like in a second. So if we compare and contrast, so now as an international student, once you get into the US, you can work for the full time while you are studying, and you can work for the full time after you complete your master's program. So CPT can be taken when you are studying, OPT can be taken after 9 months or after your graduation. So this internship will cover your credit hours requirement as well. You need to have a job offer in order to apply for CPT, but OPT you really do not need the job offer letter. For CPT, that is your university based thing. So Dean of Academics, your main person, your main advisor can issue you the CPT, but the EAD, which is OPT, authorization of work, given by the USCIS department. Okay. Now, what's unique thing you found in the CPT and the OPT that you can work for the 40 hours full time while you are a student, and the beginning from the first semester. So once you complete your visa formalities and you get into the US, you can look for the job. But once you have given a job offer letter, then that's for sure that you have been given a job offer letter, and then you can start work for the part of the full-time CPT as your student. Okay, so work study program is an alternative H1B under CPT. You can work 40 hours, similar like H1b visa. So that's very pretty simple, that you work 40 hours and take the classes in the evening. Even after 2 years, you get 2 years of experience, you get 2 years of full-time degree in the US. Now, we have talked a lot about the work, but that's a general data which I would like to share with you, that how about after your work, what kind of job you might be given in the US if you stay in the US. Okay, so once you complete your MBA degree, if you become a financial analyst, you can make up to 46,000 on a lower side and 91,000 as the maximum side. So if you think of how much is the $46,000 in Indian rupees, which is an amount you will be making every year. Now, as a senior financial analyst, you can make up to 63,000 as on a minimum side. The chief financial officer can make 75,000, and marketing manager 48,000, operations manager 44,000. So if you compare this data with the data which people in India makes, that's way higher. So if even if you haven't granted the H1B, please do not get discouraged. You have an option to go and study there. As I said, 65,000 is the quota for H1B, but trust me, if you go by this process, that you go into F1 visa after education, you are coming under more 20,000 cap. It means 65,000 is the quota for a general perspective, and 20,000 quota is for the people who actually go for on F1 visa in the US. So you comes under those 20,000 people who can still look for an H1B visa after completion. Okay. Now, how about if you go for an IT industry? So IT is actually more on a on a work side, on a salary side. If you become a project manager, information technology, IT, you make $85,000 every year. Software engineers, they make up to $78,000 a year. Network engineers, they make 64,000. Senior of software engineer, $97,000. But now you might be wondering that how would I make sure that I will become a project manager or software engineers? I am only having a 1 year of experience. A couple of you might have 5 years of experience. So how you can know that how much you can make? So I am here, I brought this data for you, that if you even have a less than 1 year, then 48,000 is something on an average side you can make. If you are working in the IT field and you have experience less than a year. If you have an experience 1 to 4 years, you can make up to $55,000 on an average side. If you have 5 to 9 years of visa, you can make up to 73,000, and 10 to 19 years, 92,000. So even if you have less than 1 year of experience, you can make $48,000. Now, people who really working, I mean, I've seen a long list of students or people listening to me today. Why don't you compare this data? Take the screenshot of the slide and then compare your earnings, that you have less than a year. Couple of you might have already have a master's degree. Compare this data with how much you earning. Probably you'll get to know that how good it is to get a degree in the US, because if you have been given a job, the data is in front of you. Okay, now you might thinking that then okay, I got convinced, but I want to know that which state I can make more probably in the future. Then California, the people will have given the job in the IT field, and general 89,000 is the general average salary where in California people get. And then in Texas we get $76,259. That's for a year people generally make there. Virginia it's 77, New York 79, Florida 68,000. So you can see that California is the most happening location for the IT people, and then Virginia, Texas, and New York. Okay, steady metro advantages, very quick turnout for acceptance and issuance of I-20. Start job search as soon as SS issued. So the thing is, as I explained you guys, that study metro advantages is we are here to help you to find the most affordable school for you. Even if you don't have an H1b visa, we can still help you and get you on F1 visa, because this is an ultimate alternative for you guys to think on, that how about if I, let's not think consider anything on the H1b visa. Even if you have not worked, and if you still study for the 2 years of time, do your education, and if you still start making work anywhere, you can make up to $48,000. That's on a minimum side. So if you're making $50,000 a year, trust me, I mean, you can easily afford whatever you have paid, or your parents have paid, you have taken the bank loan, you can easily pay off those things. Okay, so we help you with the financial aid department, helping you with the loan process. Most of you might be thinking that, I, even if I can't afford 20,000 USD, am I still eligible? Yes, you are, because we are here to help you. We have tie up with the local banks here, the private banks here, who gives loan, international education loan to the students or the people. Students benefits. So considering F1 can make up to 10 to $25 depending on your experience. Full-time job with full-time degree. Work up to 40 hours per week within American companies. No GRE, GMAT, IELTS, TOEFL required. That's a very good question. Even I am seeing that couple of students are asking that even if they have no GRE, GMAT, look, GRE, GMAT is there to check your aptitude, and IELTS and TOEFL is there to check your English requirement, because you are going in an English speaking country. We highly recommend for you these exams, because this not only help you to get into a good university, but it also help you to increase your visa success. But even if you haven't appeared for this, you can still apply, and we can qualify your profile with the university, that what are the university you can still get admission without these exams. But it's highly required and highly appreciated and recommended for the students. Very low investment, it's cost effective, affordable, learn and earn at the same time, work full time 40 hours on same wages. So get 5 years of visa, dependents can travel together. In on an H1b visa, dependents on H4 can travel, your children can travel. Similarly, even if you are going and you are married, and if you are planning to get married or you already have children, you can still go on F1 visa, and you can take your dependents with you on F2 visa. So even if you think I'm about to get married or I'm recently got married, how can I go alone and leave my spouse here? No, you can still take her, but she will not be able to work there for the full time, but you can travel together with your spouse. Now once you enroll with us, our team, we help you with the visa training. Even if you have gotten the offer letter from the different company, different university, but even if you do not succeed in your visa, then you are still gonna be in India. You can't go there in US. For that, we have prepared, a US immigration lawyer, prepared by you, a visa training by US immigration lawyer. We explain the visa thing. We help you with the training on this Skype. We have an e-learning course for the students to learn that how what a visa officer is expecting in a student and how you can get succeed in the visa. So the visa training is one of the important tool which we have to get you succeed. Now there are a couple of universities which still ask you for the without IELTS GRE. Okay, so IAU, you got Monroe College. If you check their fee structure, it's not more than 30,000 in the slide. So even if you think that 16-17 lakh is the max budget I have, we can still get you the admission. University with IELTS GRE. So if you have the IELTS GRE, these are the tie-ups we have. Actually, there are lot many tie-ups. Probably I just don't want it to make hundreds of slides just to talk about the university, but we have selected the university from the different parts. Even in the Texas and California and New York and New Jersey was the main location for the international students, especially Indians look prefer go there. So got this is again university with IELTS with the GRE, the Claflin University. These are the university with have most of the majors available for you. So even if you would like to go for masters in music or in the automobile industry, you would like to go for aeronautics, architecture, engineering, any kind of engineering, environmental law, everything we have. Okay, so university with IELTS GRE, we've got Montana State University, SNHU, it's in New Hampshire, 1 year drive from Boston. iGlobal University is in Annandale, Virginia. We have Flight Academy with me. So even if you want to become a commercial flight, practitioner, you can even do that. University of Bridgeport, Montana, Pittsburgh. Okay, university with Algeria. Few more university. Bay State College is in Boston. It's the main college for the students who would like to go for undergrad degree. Cleveland State University, Wright State, Morris State is in Kentucky. Pittsburgh State University, St. George University of New Mexico. It's in NM, New Mexico State. There are a lot many university we got. So this all university which we have gathered here is for the students who look for different majors. So there is no program we have tie up with where we cannot place you. So you come up with the crazy major. We have something for you. Programs offered, so the graduate programs with different majors. So you can go for MBA, MS, Doctor of Business Administration, IT and Healthcare, HR, Banking, Hospitality, Accounting, Environmental Law, Environmental, EHS, Health and Safety, undergrad program in the IT, Computer Graphic Design, Associate Degree, Certification course, English course. Okay, so if you're still not convinced or not think of going abroad for 2 years because you love your family, you can't leave them for 2 years, you can't go because of your personal reasons, you can still look for certification courses, 6 months to 12 months. So if you go for 6 months of certification courses, which is available in almost every major. So if you're already IT, go for certification course. If you are already healthcare, go and get a certification, which will help you to get a better job when you come back here in India. Okay, intake date. So the main intake is in September, and after that there is an intake in the January 2016. But there are a lot many university which offers you the term basis education in which quarter and term base in which you are eligible to apply every 2 months. So even if you are ready and if you think that I think that I should really go and apply now, you can still apply for the summer intake, which is starting in the month of June. So we will not have you wait until next spring intake or fall intake. If you are ready to apply, here you go. We can still apply, and within 2 months you can be in the US. Applying to university requires intense, but that's easy if you take that approach of gathering the documents like the personal statement, the transcripts from your schools, the GRE, GMAT, IELTS, TOEFL if you have given that, the your work experience if you have already have worked in something, and your recommendation letters, the bank statements, etc., etc. Now what is your next move? As I said, that the decision is in your hand. That I've learned the H1b is not possible, CPT is possible, OPT is possible, probably I can do my MBA and can start working and earning this much that I can still pay for my own expenses. I don't need to talk to my parents to be spend on me some more, so that I can invest on me, so that I can give you return. You say that immediately I'm able to get the returns to you. So to make the right decision, I would appreciate if you can just watch this video, and this video will tell you that what should be your next move.
Meet Adele. Now that he's earned his bachelor degree, he's not sure what his next move should be. He wonders, should he seek out an entry-level job or continue his education? Some of Adele's peers that chose to enter the workforce are not happy. They're hoping to find employment abroad, even though they'd have to deal with the very difficult and tedious process of obtaining a work permit. or even asking themselves what their next move should be. Adele does know that he doesn't want to be a burden on his family. He wants to find a way to continue his education while earning a good wage, one that will pay his tuition and provide for living expenses. Adele made a different choice, a better choice. He contacted Study Metro. We've teamed up with hundreds of top universities in more than 10 countries so that Indian students like Adele can earn their master's degree while they work part or full-time in their chosen field of study. Adele learns that with the work and study program and paid internships, he can earn a valuable international master's degree and gain up to 3 years of work experience. And that when he returns home, he'll be a prime employment candidate. He also learns that Study Metro provides students with unique opportunities. USA Work and Study Program, no IELTS or TOEFL. Work up to 40 hours from day one. Canada, co-op program, paid internships guaranteed. Germany, paid internships, dual degree programs. France, well-paid internships, earn up to €1,100 per month. There are many more programs like these available in Ireland, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, Europe, and more. After meeting with one of Study Metro's expert counselors, his future plans are clear. Be like Adele and take control over your future. Contact Study Metro today. Visit our website at www.studymetro.com or call an advisor at 8088-867-867. Study Metro, one-stop education and career center.
Okay, so that's a small sweet video, which has given a kind of an idea that what should be your next move. I still would like to share a 2-minute story with you, because that will be inspiring for you as well. So I was a student there, and when I did my pharmacy, I decided to, do a job, and I've been appointed as a marketing representative, and that was a job for 13,000 rupees. And when you just pass out, you think like, oh my gosh, I'll be making 30,000 rupees. Wow, that's an amazing opportunity. And I've been given, a job in Ghaziabad in India, and then I decided, my brother who told me that if you want to start up with 13,000 rupees, then probably reaching 70,000 rupees will take you next 10 years. He used to work on HSBC that time, and with 5 years of his experience, he was making 30,000 rupees in a month. He said, Abby, it's good to go and start with a very great salary, because if you start on 13,000 rupees, you end up 5 years working, 10 years working, and getting 1 lakh rupees. How about if you choose something where you make 1 lakh rupees after graduation, so you can, after 10 years, you will see yourself making 12 lakh rupees in 12 months. So the thing is, I'm here to explain you this, that if you still think that, yeah, I'm happy, what I'm getting is like I'm getting 30,000 and I have my wife, I have my children, I'm happy, I'm a happy person in this life, then you can think of that it's okay, spend something and get your education plus your working opportunities. So once you return back home with the experience and having a tag of 70,000 USD, which you used to make in the US, probably you'll be given $50,000 of job here in India. So I think that's something which I did. I just thought to, move ahead and go to the US, and trust me, that decision has changed my life. I'm not here to say that you all make this decision and go to the US, or do something, but I'm just here to give it a thought that, you know people, are you happy with making 13, 15, 20,000 rupees if you have been given a job in India? Or you think like, let me just do and get my education, and then there are unlimited work opportunities available for me. If I make, let's say, $50,000 a year, I can easily afford, and I can, once I come back, even I can save the money and can start working back again in the field. So yes, here are the our achievers. There are actually lot many visa, but I just wanted to make only one slide of visa, because then if I'll make 50 slides of visa, you'll be get boring. So this is they are the people who have successfully placed in the US, and they are now successfully studying and working in the US. Questions. So yes, you can see on your screen that there are the numbers, the web address, the email, the phone number. Our office is located in the Brigade Road, Bangalore, Indore. You can check with our counselors. The next thing which I would say is to talk to us one on one, because we haven't given you an opportunity to talk to us. After listening to this, get me your feedback, get me your schedule an appointment with me if you want to talk to me, because I'm here to help you to share a real thing. If something is good, I'll say it's good. If there is something bad, I'll say it's bad. Don't do that, because we are here to help you very fairly. I mean, we are not just gonna say all you go. If you think that you want to make some other decision also with your career, with your life, with your education thing, we are here to help you. For schedule an appointment with me, you can call on the screen number given on your screen, and you can ask for me, and then of course I'm gonna schedule the call, and I'm gonna call you from my number. Okay. So yes, before I end up this, I've got 5 more minutes, and I really appreciate your patience. Let me take a couple of questions which I've got, so that I can address that as well. So there is a question from Pradeep. Is he still online? How many university for WSP in US? Well, there are a lot many universities for WSP, which is work study program in the US, in the different parts of US. So it's something that we are open for you. Wherever you would like to go, we can send you there. I really cannot enlist the name of the universities which are there, but yes, there are a lot many universities. Okay. One more thing, the CPT OPT on campus is actually given. It's an authorization that is given. It depends then when and how the dean of academics can give you an authorization to work. Okay, Pradeep, schedule a call with me. I'll explain you this one on one as well. Mehul, WES is required for admission and any application fee? That's a very good question. Mehul, I appreciate your question, because WES is a world education system which credentially evaluate our transcripts with the US education system, where you get the credential on the GPA, that your 76% is how much GPA. So yes, WES is required, but not for many universities. WES is decided by the university. Majority of our university doesn't require for WES, because they have different bodies. So all we need to do is to send them the documents, and then they do themselves their credential evaluation for the students. So yes, an application fee, yes, most of the school have their application fee, one-time application non-refundable fee, that can be $25, $225, $150 up to the max. But we have collaborated with couple of schools where we send students, so they have waived the fee for us, and we can still help you with that. Okay. One more question. I think that was the question from Mehul again. Can I start job from my first time? That's correct, sir. You can actually work for the first time, starting from the first semester, but you have to have a job offer letter. For that, you need to have an employer. If you have an employee who gets you the job for the part time, you can start your work in the beginning of the first semester. Okay, Yogesh, how long it takes for CPT authorization after joining the university? So I think I missed, or I don't know if there was something wrong with the one or two slides where I have made that for you. That the specimen of the third page of the I-20. So I-20 looks like an offer letter, where once you have the CPT, the DSO, the Dean of Academics, within 7 days can authorize you to work. Because when they give you a new original I-20, on the third page they mention the address of the employer, the type of employment, that's part-time, full-time, and this information is sent to the Department of Homeland Security. And trust me, all you people, if during CPT someone asks you that where is your authorization, so the authorization is there on the I-20 third page. Chandra, how many classes need to attend while in CPT? It can be 1 to 2 class, that can be in the evening, 5 to 7, 6 to 9, so that doesn't affect your work. When you study, then you study and take the classes in the evening. When you work Monday to Friday, you can work for the full time. Okay, I'll take one more question. Ravi, can I work part-time, full-time in the USA? Yes, sir, you can. You can really work for the part-time, full-time. On-campus employment is available for you. For off-campus CPT is available for you. After your graduation or after 9 months, OPT is available for you. Schedule a call with me. I'll explain that to you for sure. Okay. Well, really, I appreciate your time. I've got 1 more minute, so I'm gonna. Really believe in 11. It means 11. 12. It means 12. So I'm not gonna take a single more minute of you. So really, I appreciate it. If you have any question, please feel free to give us a call. Talk to us. I would like to talk to all of you one on one. Okay. So, okay, so this is something I enjoyed a lot talking to all of you, addressing all of you. I hope I answered your much needed questions and about the WSP work study program. If you still have any questions regarding WSP or how F1, H1 visa work, or if you have any question which I didn't cover or I left unanswered during the webinar presentation, I would be more than happy to answer them for you one on one. You may contact us on the given number on your screen. You can talk to me, write me email on admission@studymatter.com. I thank you all of you. You have a wonderful week ahead, wonderful weekend ahead. Go party, enjoy your life. Thank you so much.